Hey everyone, good Friday to you and happy early Memorial Day weekend. The city of Oakland spends a lot of time, in fact, the state of California spends a great deal of time studying the homeless problem. There's always someone coming forward, like Salesforce founder and CEO Mark Benioff saying, I'm going to spend $30 million to study the homeless problem. And here now we have before us, this is the Life Enrichment Committee. This is a special Life Enrichment Committee for 3 p.m. May 28th, 2019. And it says, among other things, you have a number of agenda items that have to do with homelessness. And like, for example, this one, approve a report and recommendation from the city administrator on the encampment management policy and program due to the homeless crisis emergency and multiple legal actions against the city. And then we have this. The committee requested staff return with a supplemental report that includes the following list of permissible tent encampment locations, increased trash pickup services and strategies, placing dumpsters at or near encampment locations, strengthening the illegal dumping program, create a program for needle pickup, permanent public toilet analysis, an audit on encampment policy implementation, development encampment leadership program that includes council members, unsheltered residents, advocates, blah, blah, blah. Okay? And then this one, status report and funding recommendations to address homelessness, President Pro Tempore Dan Kalb, it's District 1. And so, and this goes on. And the issue that I have with where we are with a homeless situation is there's a lot of analysis paralysis. Someone always says, we don't know, let's do. We have to stop that. We have to go to a place where we act, take a simple set of actions and move forward. There was one thing that everybody knows. We have a homeless problem because we don't have enough affordable or extremely affordable housing. That's number one. So job number one should be not to wait for legislation. We have the legislation to build extremely affordable housing right now. We can do so with SB Senate Bill 628 that was put into law 2015, signed into law by then Governor Jerry Brown, drafted by Jim Beal out of San Jose. And the city of Oakland has never used it, and it calls for primarily the use of tax increment financing to improve infrastructure. But there's a sub permission, if you will, that says it can also be used to build more low-income housing. It says right there in black and white. I've said this to council members again and again and again. I have said this to people on my channel before. I have said this, I don't know how many times. I've stopped counting. In fact, I never really counted. That's not the point. The point is the city of Oakland can act right now, but it's afraid. And so it's always waiting for somebody else to do something and taking time. And what's going on is that over this period of time, we have had what you just heard me recite, this infrastructure that's built up of people who study this problem, which means the only way they can make money is if the problem exists. We have to get rid of the problem. And I don't mean, because I remember there was one lady that said, I have a right to live on the street if I want to. And I get that, fine. Like camping out. But there are those who want money, who want enough money to be able to afford first month's rent, last month's rent, and a deposit for a place to live, and then be able to do that over a period of years. Look, the San Francisco Bay Area, 9 counties I've calculated can sustain tax increment financing zones totaling over 8.3 billion in size. And in total, that would be just over 4% of the total assessed value for the whole Bay Area. So no county can say, that's not something we can afford to do. The Bay Area can't afford to do that. It can afford to raise enough money to apply. In fact, $16 billion. Sound like a familiar number? $16 billion. In fact, roughly the equivalent amount of what the federal government under Trump is going to spend on farmers for the entire nation. But $16 billion to solve the homeless problem in the San Francisco Bay Area, and that can be done right now. So a number of actions that can be taken right now. They don't require all of this analysis before action. How about acting, redirecting the money, and then if you want to figure out how to better spend the money you have, do a study as you are implementing the program. Because that's exemplary of the fact that we all know this is an emergency situation. It's not going to be covered up by some rosy pictures or ideas that, oh, San Francisco is the best place on earth, or this is the best place, and all that stuff. The best places, the best cities, the best municipalities understand how to deal with their problems up front, not hide from them, not cover them up, and then take pride in the collective action of resolving those problems. Oakland needs to do that.